unto them, be fruitful and multiply and replenish the earth and subdue it. So this is the extent of power, the extent of intelligence that was placed in man's authority. That man, being aware and conscious of these vibrational frequencies within his capacity, would be able to dwell on this intelligence, this vibrational capacity, to be able to control all of creation. And God said unto them, be fruitful and multiply and replenish the earth and subdue it. So this is the extent of power, the extent of intelligence that was placed in man's authority. That man, being aware and conscious of these vibrational frequencies within his capacity, would be able to dwell on this intelligence, this vibrational capacity, to be able to control all of creation. And I keep telling people over and over again that which you are looking for never lies outside of you. Every solution to every problem you are looking for lies within your personality, lies within the development of your personality. And this is where a lot of spiritual societies and groups err. Because you go to some of these spiritual groups and society, they don't begin by developing your personality. So you go now, they say, oh, what do you call it? Opening of third eye. They open your third eye for you. Soul travel, astral projection. You do all these things at the peril of the development of your personality. So you do all these things and still your life still remains the same. And you see somebody who doesn't know anything about soul travel, doesn't know anything about astral projection and whatever, light and sound, meditation and all those things, and yet he's been successful in the material dimension than you are. You need to ask yourself question, why? Because we know meditating on the light and sound is the highest of all the vibrational frequencies of intelligence. Traveling into the astral dimension is higher than the material dimension. Doing soul travel is higher than the material dimension, the material knowledge. The material knowledge and intelligence is the lowest and the least of all. But why is it that somebody who doesn't know all these things still prospers in the material dimension, and you that know all these things, traveling in the light, meditating on the sun and do all those things for hours, still you're struggling? Because the truth remains that everything that you need to be successful in this material dimension is deposited in your personality. And the personality is the energy that controls materialism or materialization. What is materialization? Materialization is simply means that something which you are bringing it into form. So once it was in the state of intangibility, or once it was in the state of formlessness, and now you are materializing it, bringing it into form. So giving it tangibility. So your greatness, your potential, the solution to your problem has always existed in the state of formlessness within personality. Now, when you're able to develop yourself and develop your personality, now you can translate or manifest that thing into the realm of form. And that is called materialism or materialization. Hence the word material body or material dimension or material world. So we must be conscious of the fact that limitless potential has been deposited within our personality. Because we are embodiment of infinite intelligence. And that is the holy breath, the breath of life. And it is this breath of life that gives man the ability to become a conscious soul. And in this breath dwells limitless potential, limitless ability. Because when you cut open a man, when somebody dies and they do autopsy and they cut open a man, there's no place that you can see that football talent is lying there. Or there's no place you can see that the ability to cook is lying there. There's no place in the man that you can see that the ability to sing is lying there. All is embedded in the breath. That is why the day you die, that breath exits your body. All those latent abilities naturally vanishes into oblivion, into thin air. Because it is the breath that comes with all these latent abilities. And that is why one of the central and pivotal exercise we do is different types of breathing exercises in the personality development training. Sometimes, even I notice that the students don't get it. But with time, they get to understand that even just as they do the various type of breathing exercises that I have arranged in its progressive manner, they begin to experience infinite light. They begin to experience the sound. They begin to experience multiplicity, the ubiquitous nature of the soul, which I have not done anything in. All these students have not seen them before. But some of them begin to experience the soul multiplicity, seeing that ubiquitous nature of the soul. Here they're seeing the multiplicity of the soul, of their essence. Some of them begin to see the light. Some of them begin to hear the sound. Some of them begin to travel to other galaxies. Some of them begin to travel to other places within this physical sphere. Because all is embedded in the breath. Because that breath is the breath of life. And what is life? Life is existence. And everything that matters because you exist. You are alive. And everything that matters is encompassed and constituted in the life or existence. Once they can take you off this life essence, once they can take you off this existence, that is the breakdown of your very essence. And the fabric of your comfort, your fabric of your progress, the fabric of your success, your happiness, your contentment, the fabric of your bliss, fame, and popularity, your wealth has been shattered and broken down. Because in you lies treasures of gifts that divinity has been stored upon every humanity. But the reason why we're unable to access the limitless giftings that is lying fallow, unused within ourselves is because the wicked teachers. It's because there is someone in your heart who is stronger than the evil teachers in this wicked world. So the evil teachers in this wicked world are indoctrinating you to take your mind off, and they call it schooling. From the very time you enter into day nursery, they begin to reprogram your mind to look external. Because what we go to school to learn, that is not education. That is schooling, that is programming. And I'm saying all these things not because I'm against school, but I want us to understand the context of life, the dynamics of existence. So that even when we go to school on the context of our existence, on the context of life. And when we get out of school, we know the ones we need to drop out and the one we need to take along. And what you are supposed to do to now augment whatever we have learned from school to make us a better person, to live the fullness of our lives and to fulfill our potential and destiny in life. That is what I'm teaching. Because it is necessary to go to school, because in school you learn to read, write, and understand, because you live in a bigger society. And to be able to be very functional in the bigger society, you must learn, read, and write, and understand what you read and write. Be it irrespective of a language. It could be English, it could be Ghana, it could be Twi, it could be Latin, it could be Swahili, it can be any language. But the point is you must be coached to be able to read, write, and understand. And as we learn, read, write, and understand, they have accompanied other things that kind of take us off our true self. Because that programs our mind. So you are grade A student. They call it what? First class students. So they put you in category, creating limitations for thought. So you walk up and say, oh, I'm a first class student. That is a form of limitation. You are beyond first class. You are a limitless, intelligent being. Oh, I am a second class upper student. That is a realm of limitation. So the evil teachers of this wicked world has placed us in category, programming our thinking pattern and limiting us to what they have programmed us to be. And these are the things I am saying that we have to outgrow these programmings to be able to harness the life essence, the breath of life that harnesses or constitute our entire capabilities and potentials, which is inside of us. So when we get out of school, we need to then educate ourselves. Because in school, you are not being educated. But the word education came from the Latin word edus. And when you watch the word edus, simply means, let's Google the word edus. If anybody has Google, we can Google the word edus. Edus. E-D-U-C-E. Edus. Okay, edus. Edus, according to the Google dictionary, means that to bring out or develop something latent or potential. So the essence of education is to bring out and to develop the latent ability and the potentials which is within you. And that's where we had the word what? Education. So the essence of education, as I've always said, is to make man discover his true potential and to be able to unleash this potential, to bring out this potential. Because there is enormous greatness in every soul. There's enormous greatness in every soul. And each and every soul must be able to unearth this greatness. How do you do it? That is the big question. How do you do it? We are not talking about rhetorics of book knowledge. We are not talking about rhetorics of editorial work and research work. We are talking about the practical approach on how to unearth this potential. And there is no knowledge on this earth greater than this knowledge I'm talking to you about. If you are able to unearth it, that makes you the greatest person in existence. And that is why they are doing everything to take that thing away from us. And this is the whole idea of bringing in the artificial intelligence. So that in effect, humans becomes zombies. So that we take us ability to think, ability to feel, and ability to act. They take it away from us. Then we become zombies. And this agenda has been there by the evil people in this wicked world. That has been the agenda all the start. But they always package it in such a way that they are doing something to better human life. They always do it in such a way that they are doing something to enhance our way of living, to make life easy. But the agenda has always been to destroy and to deplete our personality energy. And I can tell you for a fact, without doubt, that in the years ahead of us, going beyond 2030, it is only those who have been able to develop their personality that are those who can strive and control the world. And that is why they are putting their children in special schools. In this school, they are not teaching all these things we learn in our various academic schools that they set in place. They go there to learn about their personality, visualization, imagination, all those things. They learn about things that develops their personality. Critical thinking, analytical thinking, visualization, meditation, concentration, focus, creating intention. These are things they learn about personality. And they learn these things in those specialized schools just to develop their personality, preparing them to control the zombies that will be produced from the masses due to the age of the artificial intelligence, which probably may be fully integrated by the year 2030. Because that's their target, that's what they are looking at. And that is why the development of the personality has become a necessity for every human being who loves his life and wants to be competitive 2030 and beyond. Otherwise, you become like a zombie. And they're going to control you like a zombie. So it is very necessary that you develop yourself. This I am telling you from the very honesty of heart. I'm not telling you these things because probably I'm doing personality development training. I'm doing the personality development training because of this thing. Because we are here in time like this to help. Do you think I'm not here in time like this to help? I'll take 2 solid days out of my week plus other days to sit, to advise people, take people in, talk to them, guide them and all those things without taking any money. Why would I do that? When I have kids and family to take care of, I have friends and I have colleagues I'm working with and they also have family to take care of it. Why would they have to sacrifice their comfort and their life just for somebody who is working to make money, probably in dollars or in pounds or euros? It's because that is why we live. And I always thank God for the team I'm working with. That no matter how little we get from giftings, they are content with it. But that's the reason why we are here. In this time like this, that is the reason why I exist. Because I have enough knowledge that if I want to enter into private business, I'm going to make a lot of money because I've been in private business before. I have had an experience of private business. But now with the knowledge that I have, if I decide I'm going back to the private business, I know what to do. If I say this company, I'm going to take this contract, nobody can stop it. I have what it takes to do that. And I have the mystical and the metaphysical intelligences to put things together to get whatever I want from anybody. So why would I sit here and then say that anybody that comes for consultation free, I don't take money. When you dash me something, I'll take it. If you don't dash me anything, not by force. It's because I'm here because of you. I'm here because of this moment. Because we cannot allow these evil people in this wicked world to win against the good. We cannot allow the dispensation we're going to enter in, which is a false representation of natural reality, to win. We have to wake up. And I always tell people that if it's for money, that what we are teaching the personality development, I won't take that amount of money. Because I know other schools who are teaching probably less, a well-organized, elite schools in the Western world who are probably even teaching less than what I am teaching, and some of them are taking as much as $130,000 per term. Per annum. So if $130,000 per annum, a term is how much? It's more than $30,000. 3 months, and this course is also lasting for 3 months. And this course, you are not going through all those unnecessary. We are just taking you to the peak of everything. So the money I take is something to handle our expenses, what goes into it and everything. But it's not necessarily for profiteering. But we are here for this reason. And you must take advantage to develop yourself. Not with me. Anywhere you get the opportunity to develop yourself and the person or the society or the group truly have the message to develop, please do so. Because there's enormous greatness and potential inside you. And you need a mentor, you need a coach to let you unearth this potential. And we have several people we mentor them through this program. And I don't want to share testimonies of people. Even when I open my phone, I can show you a lot, hundreds of testimonies in it. But that is not what we do. We are not here to lure people and advertise. We are not here to lure people through sweet words just to get people come. No, it's your problem. If you want to develop yourself, it's your problem. I'm telling you, 2030 going, don't let it be too late. Because from 2030 going, you'll be surprised all the things we learn in school will become useless. Because the artificial intelligence will be taking over all the cars drive, the drivers, the aeroplane, the pilots, and all those. A lot of profession will be taken away by these artificial intelligent humanoids. So the school you are going, you are paying $10,000, Harvard, Lincoln, it's all going to end up useless. They have set up all those universities and they are taking all the money back, and at the end of the day, they will render you jobless and useless. And their robots are going to take over and then be doing the work that they're supposed to do. Yet there is a treasure field of enormous talent and potential sitting inside yourself, waiting for it to be explored. If where we are sitting, if there's gold underneath where we are sitting, and we don't reach out for that gold, even though the gold may be worth trillions of dollars, we still would be poor. We still will live in misery, and we will live in scarcity and pain. And this is the state of humanity. Most of us have gold. Not all of us have gold. Residues deposited in our essence, in our personality. Because we have not taken the opportunity and not taken the risk and the adventure to dig into the persona, to harness and to unveil and unleash that latent potential that has been deposited, the latent treasures that has been deposited in your persona. We're going around the world languishing in distress, frustration, pain, and agony. It's really, really, really sad. Very sad. Very, very sad. And it's about time humanity had to wake up from its slumber. Because our loving Creator, God, loves us so much that He has provided everything we want, both within ourselves and without. The bauxite, the gold, the manganese, the pawpaw, the mangoes, the bananas, the beetroot, the elderberries, the cauliflowers, the cucumber, the carrot. He's provided everything humanity would ever need. And He has given us that infinite intelligence to be able to harness and utilize these things for our benefit and for our comfort. The only problem is these things are there, but the intelligence to handle them we have neglected. And the very few elites who have known these things have become evil teachers, feeding you with wrong information. When they say evil teacher, that means that they are teaching you the wrong things so that you can never unearth your potential. That will give you the ability and the opportunity to be able to take advantage of that which the Creator has provided in the universe for your comfort. So you will always have to look up to them. And this is one of the problems of the black race. And that's the only reason why everything the African must look up to the Western powers. Even though the universe has given, God through the universe has given us everything that will make anybody comfortable on earth. In Africa, Africa is the only continent that doesn't need anything from any continent. I repeat, Africa is the only continent that doesn't need anything from any continent in the world. Yet because we have not developed our personality and we still follow these westernized evil teachings, We are unable to develop our latent potential to be able to process things in our environment for our comfort. And we have consistently and perpetually been bootlickers to these people who have realized this knowledge and this truth. And they are doing everything to keep it away from us. I throw it as a challenge to any African leader in this continent, any leader of African country in this continent, that if they want to test that which we say it is true or false, should give us different students in different disciplines. Why do they call it a discipline? Because they are, well, when you're disciplining a child, you are caning them, you are forcing a child to toe a particular path. So when you go to school, when you go to university, what do they say? So what's your discipline? What are they forcing you to become? Because when you're disciplining a child, you are disciplining the child to become what you want the child to become. So we go to the university, they say, what is your discipline? What are these evil teachers forcing you to become? And they don't use this language for using sake. Because language is power, and language has the ability to infiltrate, to form, and to manifest that which is created by the influence of the language on the intention. A lot we don't know about life. But permit us to use their language. If any African leader wants to test whether we are saying it is true or not, they should give us students of various disciplines, in the technologies, in the maths, in the computing, in health, in nutrition and everything. Get us a place and provide us with everything we will request. And let them go through training. In addition to the curriculum they learn in the regular schools. And see if what you are saying it is true. All these children will be inventors and spearheaders in the various disciplines that they choose to enter. You can give it a try. I have thrown the challenge out there. This is no spirituality. We are talking about developing personality. We are talking about regular schooling. The regular school that you do, but we are going to give them education on how to reach inside to be able to harness the latent potentials and limitless abilities which is embedded within the essence of the persona. And every psychology teacher will tell you that this is truth, it is there. But the question is, how do you assess these things? Okay, so let's look Daniel chapter 1. Daniel chapter 1 verse 3. Is it that there's verse 1 talk about the third year of the reign of king of Judah and all those things, and came Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, from unto Jerusalem and besieged it. So Babylon overcame Jerusalem and then took charge of Jerusalem. Now verse 3. And the king spake unto Haspenaz, the master of the eunuchs, that he should bring certain of the children of Israel and of the king's seed and of the princes, children in whom was no blemish, but well favored and skillful in all wisdom, and cunning in knowledge, and understanding science, and such as had ability in them to stand in the king's palace, and whom they might teach the learning and the tongue of the Chaldeans. And the king appointed them a daily provision of the king's meat and of the wine which he drank, so nourishing them 3 years, that at the end thereof they might stand before the king. And among them were of the children of Judah, Daniel, Hananias, Mishael, and Azariah, which is Daniel, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, unto whom the prince of the eunuchs gave names, for he gave unto Daniel the name of Belshazzar, and to Hananiah of Shadrach, and unto Meshach of Mishael, Meshach, and to Azariah of Abednego. But Daniel purposed in his heart that he will not defile himself with the portion of the king's meat, and nor with the wine which he drank. Therefore he requested of the prince of Enoch that he might not defile himself. Now God had brought Daniel into favor and tender love with the prince of the Enoch. And the prince of the Enoch said unto Daniel, I fear my lord the king, who has appointed your meat and your drink. For why should he see your face worse looking than the children which are of your sort? Then shall ye make me endangered my head to the king. Then Daniel said to Melzar, whom the prince of the Enoch had set over Daniel, Hananias, Mishael, and Azariah, prove thy servant, I beseech thee, 10 days, let them give us pulse to eat and water to drink. Other version tell the vegetables. And let our countenance be looked upon before thee, and the countenance of the children of that eat of the portion of the king's meat, and at thou seest, deal with thy servant. So he consented to them in this matter, and proved them 10 days. And at the end of the 10 days, their countenance appeared fairer and fatter in flesh than that of the children of Israel. So he went on. When you go further, it will tell you that after everything, the king called them to examine them. And when the king called them to examine them, the king saw Daniel, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego 10 times more intelligent than all the other men in the courtyard. You get the whole thing. So this is something that has been done before. You separate intelligent people, put them through special training. And this model I'm giving you, most of these elite people, they do it. When they see, they call it, when they see the genius, the smart kids, they gather them, take them to a place and give them special training. You see, but here you don't have these things here. So it is important that children's personality are developed, people's personality are developed. It is very necessary, because at the end of time, those who will strive and take control are those who have a developed personality. Those who become exploited are those who are ignorant of their personality. And even it's happening in our time. So when you go, you can read the Daniel chapter 1, the whole story. You understand what I'm trying to say? That is to explain why I said if they can give us certain selected children, certain selected students from various disciplines, set us aside, provide everything that we want, and let them go through their normal curriculum, yet they go through their days that they come from these personality development training sessions. And then after maybe 3 or 4 years, you should compare them to the kids that went to the regular school without the personality development. I'm telling you, these kids who come for this, they can't even know the question that they will ask at the end of the examination. Say you, sir. You know the thing before they happen, because you know how to go inside. Because everything inside is divine. Everything inside is omnipresent, omniscient, and omnipotent. That is the level at which the human was created. That's the energy that resonates within ourselves. So it is time we need to really, really develop ourselves. It is very, very, that's why you have the registration on your screen. Those who want to participate in the program, the registration is in progress. We've opened the online. Now, please, the number you have on your screen is only for personality development workshop. Please don't call it, don't send anything for that purpose. The reason being that in the previous classes, we used the same line in the office, so there were the text messages, the WhatsApp messages were a lot and they were messed up. So there are some people who applied Yet I couldn't read theirs because there were a lot of messages and I couldn't scan through. So this number on the screen is only for those who are interested in the personality development. This number is for those who are engaging the previous class, who also are doing that. This is the number they use for their to feed me, to send me feedback. So anytime I have message on this phone, I know it is most probably coming from the people who are into personal development. So please, it is only meant for participating in the personality development. Don't send any other information to this phone. If you want any other information, you send it to the 0243 and the other numbers. But this one is only so that I can be able to access and read all the people who are applying, so that I can contact them and reach out to them. So for those who applied in the previous session and I couldn't reach out to, it wasn't deliberate. It was just that then the messages we receive are a lot. So probably yours got trapped and locked up somewhere, and that's why I couldn't reach out to you. So please pardon me. But this time around, if you want to participate in the program, this is the only number which is designated for the personality development workshop training. So you send your message, your name and your full name, and then your date of birth, and interested in personality development or interested in the workshop. You put that in there, and then we pick it, and then we'll reach out to you. So basically, this is what we are talking about. There's enormous potential in man. There's nothing in this world that has been created apart from the natural one that doesn't come from within man. There's nothing that drops from sky straight as the mouse drops from sky and it looks like a mouse. Somebody must go inside. That is why the three things you need in life to make a difference and to make your life better are innovation, invention, or creativity, and all has to do with going inside. To be creative, you must be able to go inside, to see something that nobody else is seeing it. To be inventive, the name even explain in and vent. Vent means to bring out, in means to reach within. So invent means go in and bring out. Innovate means to change, to make new. Innovate means go in and change something to make it new, or refurbish it, or improve upon it. So that these are the three qualities you need if you want to change your life and to change the world and to make the world a better place. You need the ability to be inventive, or the ability to be innovative, or the ability to be creative. Without these three, you are just follow the crowd. No matter which area no matter which area of discipline you find yourself, you must develop the ability. If you are an accountant, and you even want to write a book, you must be inventive or innovative about the book you're going to write. You must be creative. If you are a cook, okay, chef, you must be innovative about your food, and you must be creative with your food. You must be able to create new recipes. You must be able to invent new recipes. If you're a carpenter, you must be able to create new procedures and create new innovations. If you are a mason, you are an architect, you are this. Whatever area you find yourself, you need these three abilities: innovation, creativity, and inventive ability, to be able to be distinct and to be able to be a pace setter in whichever discipline or field you find yourself in. And these three things is never taught in schools. These three things is not a technical knowledge. These three things is the ability to be able to reach into your personality, to develop a personality, and to reach out into your persona. So you need to develop yourself, whichever place you can have the opportunity to develop yourself. Please get there, school yourself, educate yourself, and develop your personality. So you will know how to go inside and look for solutions. Me, I sit here, all the people around you will tell you, me, I sit here, anything I go inside and find for solution. I don't go looking for people to help me. I have this problem, I'm going to look for consultant. I have problem with this issue. I need to, all the things I do, the buildings and all those things. I go inside. If there's a problem on site, I go inside. If there's a problem, if an engineer comes to do something for me in the office and there's a challenge, I go inside. The plumber comes, I go inside. And I give them solutions, and they are amazed. In every area, I will give you solution right now. But all I need to do is just concentrate and go inside, and the ideas begin to flow like endless. Different possibilities and different alternate ideas. Either you do it this way, you can also do it this way, you can also do it this way, you can also do it this way. Listen, there's so much intelligence within ourselves. And I'm speaking from experience. I'm not speaking from book knowledge. And whatever I tell you, I can make you experience it. But this is how I live my life. This is what I do. And I have people who I've also taught them, and they are doing the same thing, and they are doing well. This is true. This is experience. This is not book knowledge. And that's why, for me, I don't really bother myself too much. Because he who really needs to be enlightened, whoever really needs to develop himself, I don't need to convince the person. I don't need to tell the person anything. And those who want to be in the mainstream, yeah, they're also there. We are here for those who are prepared by the universe, by God through the universe, at this time, to realize themselves, realize their potential, to play a role, to mitigate the effect of all these evil teachers. That's all. And if you're one of them, then you need to penetrate. It's not for everybody. So this brings us to the first phase of the treasure of gifts that divinity has bestowed on humanity. We're now going to enter into the technicalities. So this brings us this. First of all, I want you to understand that there's enormous potential embedded within you. This is the first thing I want you to understand. There's enormous potential embedded within you. There are two forms of knowledge which man must know for man to be free. If you don't know these two forms of knowledge, you are doomed, and you're bound to work in the legitimate slave world. When I talk about legitimate slave world, it's 8 to 5 system. It's a slave system. It's a legalized slavery. The work system is a legalized slavery. 5 to 8 system is a 8 to 5 system. It's a legalized slavery. That is what they were using in the slave time when they were working in the cotton farms. And to escape this box, which majority of the people have been placed in, there are two forms of knowledge that you have. One, what is the highest form of education? I've always said that. You must know it. What is the highest form of education? And what is the greatest achievement in life? You must know these two things. When you know it, it's broken loose from the hold and the shackles of the evil teachers of this wicked world. I'm not the one saying it's in the Bible, so please don't quote me from my words. If they want to quote, it's John chapter 4 verse 4. The living Bible. Yes. See, the evil teachers of this wicked world. If you want to escape their evil teaching, you need only two knowledge. And you need to develop 3 abilities. And no. They will give you local school of them. You need only 2 knowledge. And you need to develop 3 abilities. The 2 knowledge you need is to know the highest form of education, and then for you to know the greatest achievement in life. And the 3 forms of abilities you need is the ability of invention, the ability of innovation, and the ability of creativity. When you're able to have this, you can change your life. You can change the course of human history. And that is why most of the people who have changed the course of human history were not good in the classroom. Take from Albert Einstein to Thomas Alva Edison to change all of them. Most of them didn't have PhDs. It is after they have done their inventions and all those and they are awarded the PhDs. Most of them. Joan of Arc, who helped France, and all these people. Most of them were not academicians, because academicians' minds are limited. That's why somebody once said PhD means permanent head damage. PhD means permanent head damage. They pollute your mind. Now when your head is damaged, they've damaged your head and they award you PhD. Because you don't have mind on your... Excuse me, not to say something or mock people with PhD, but just for the lighter note. Because this is what really education is. That is why most people with PhDs are very difficult. They are very rigid people. If it has to be this, it has to be this. Even when you write the examination, you don't use their language in their exams, they will mark you wrong. So I was having an online discussion, a group, and we're having discussion, and this man who lectures at Kenyatta University at psychology department said his PhD. I said, yeah, that's why you're permanent head damage. This you're not being flexible to what I'm saying. Because they've been successful in programming you to the ultimate. And when they're able to program you to the ultimate, they give you the license to train other people but to program because you have mastered their knowledge of indoctrination. So then they are giving you become a professor in the universities. Continue the agenda. That's why so only professorship I want to be a lecturer in university. It's a phenomenon. And it's a system they have created. Go and see who invented school. Rockefeller and his people. They regularized education, created education, but then created school. For what? Their interest was not to train people who become self-liberated. Their interest is to mold people to feed into their factories and to control them. And that's why when you watch all the schooling system, the way they sit down, the way they behave, the way they instruct them is just like a factory. Before you talk in class, you have to raise your hands. You can't just... That's why they don't sit in circles. Now, most of these elite schools are changing some of these things, and their children sit in circles because it becomes more of a teamwork. But now, before, almost all the schools, and even with that one, when they get to the university, they sit in rows and columns. Because you see, everything is about the intellect. Everything is about the mind. But the mind is the gateway to the non-physical reality, and is the gateway to the physical reality. Once you can control what a man thinks in his mind, you are done with that person. And that's what one elite said. Once you can control what a man thinks, you don't need 4 concrete walls to put him in a prison. It's the worst prison. So all the agenda is to control the way we think. And one of the means to control the way we think and to program the way we think, it is through schooling. And then come to religion, they set up theological schools. So all these various religions have their theology. You have Islamic theology, Christian theology, you have Buddhist theology. They have their theological schools. All is to control the way you think. But once they can control the way you think, they don't need 4 concrete walls to put you in a prison. They don't need to physically force you into prison. They don't need to physically force you in chains to do what they want you to do. That is the colonial age of slavery. Now the slavery you are talking about is the slavery of the mind. Don't we get it? It's the slavery of the mind. That's why Kwame Nkrumah talk about it as what? Neo-colonization. Colonization of the mind. It's no more physical colonization. It is the colonization of the human mind. And at the apex of the personality sits the human mind. The ruler of the personality is the mind. So once they can control the mind, they control everything about your personality. I say what? Once they can control your mind, they control everything about your personality. Because at the top of your personality sits the mind. It's a pity. It's really, really sad. And in the void of all this creation, other teachers of awakening, let me say this, other teachers of awakening are taking advantage of this void to exploit people. Because the more society become polarized, and the more society, the moral and spiritual and the personality fabric of society breaks down, there's void and vacuum created. people become anxious and people become depressed and frustrated. And when people become anxious and frustrated and depressed due to the breakdown of the fabric of humanity, the very small people who have certain level of knowledge dwell on their knowledge to take advantage and to exploit the vulnerable, frustrated, depressed, and anxious people. And this is what most of these new age or these spiritual teachers are doing. And it's a pity because when you are saying maybe that I want to get money that I have free conscience. I have kids that go to school. I have other people that depend on me. Okay? I have nieces and nephews that also depend on me. But that does not mean I have to take advantage of the vulnerability of people. So this is the system that we have created. The church, the religious leader took advantage of the porous nature of the breakdown of the fabric of life, and most of them enrich themselves. Now these new age spiritual teachers have come condemning what all these religious teachers are doing, and now they have been successful to replace them, and they are milking people and enriching themselves. My issue is, yes, when everything is money, you praise price in whatever you do, because the people have 5-3 talent, they went to trade with it and they double their talent. That is beautiful. But the point is that develop the people. If you are taking money, take money and give the people independence. If you are taking money, take money and give the people liberation. So the people will not be perpetually dependent on you. That is my point. Well, if you create a system where the person perpetually becomes dependent on you, then you are becoming an exploiter. Teach people to be independent. If you are teaching a spiritual knowledge that a person cannot know it and teach another person, then what kind of knowledge are you teaching them? It's an exploitation. It doesn't matter how you look at it, and it doesn't matter how you justify it. I was talking to Abraham and I was telling him that, look, if somebody comes to me and the person wants to do astral projection, and then I say I'm teaching the person to do astral projection, and after I teach the person can't do it for himself, it's an exploitation. That anytime the person wants to enter into the astral realm, he needs to come, or she needs to come back to me. If it's 10 times in a year, he needs to come to me 10 times in a year. It's an exploitation. It doesn't matter how you justify it. If I do that, I'm still part of the gang that are exploiting the people and taking advantage of the vulnerability of the people. That is the ultimate truth. It doesn't matter how you justify it. Because when you come to me or you go to somebody and the person takes you through the process of astral projection and you are done with it, you should be able to do it for yourself because you paid money for it. And with time, you should be able to teach somebody else or do it for somebody else. Say, Oko hospitals with a Yarabia. You don't go to the doctor. Even medicine, a profession. So Oko hospital, any Yarabia, 1, 2, 3. By the time you go to the first time, so when you have symptoms of the Yarena, you know that Yarena go to call hospital drugs off. So if same cannot be done in what they call spiritual awakening, no matter what it is, still exploitation. And that is my point. Because we are here to liberate people. We say we are here to help people, to liberate people, and to make people free, and to awaken people. What kind of awakening is it when you are giving awakening when the person is never getting awakening? That anytime the person is not around you, the person doesn't come to you, the person is powerless, the person is polarized, and the person is weak. What kind of awakening is that? Sometimes I think about it, I just don't understand. What kind of awakening is that when you are asleep and I wake you up? Every time you sleep, I need to wake you up again. What kind of awakening is that? The simple truth is that it's just taking advantage of the vulnerability and the polarization of the people due to the breakdown of the human fabric, the existence, the fabric of existence, and they are taking advantage of the people. But the people are depressed and the people are frustrated. And yes, they deserve it. I always sometimes say that people also deserve it. You get the whole thing? Because when you are telling them, they don't like the people who tell them the truth. They like people who exaggerate. You come and have put in some shrines and have done some altar. Then they say, hey, yeah, this man are being. Somebody came here and he was telling the person who brought to that. Now they say school. Now they say, just we were asking. When the person came after speaking to the person's problem is not a spiritual problem. When you come and I talk to consultation, I don't take money. You don't pay to come and see me. When somebody tells you he's taking you money, you call somebody and say he's taking money before you come and see me, say like me, I don't take money to come. When you come and you want to bless what you are doing, it's welcome. If you don't have money, you can come. When you come and I talk to you, if it's spiritual, I know it's spiritual. I don't need to do divinity to be spiritual. If it's not spiritual, I'll let you know straight. There's this young guy who called me that he's having problem with one or two issues and all those things. And after talking, he has gone to a lot of spiritual people. They say, oh, the woman he had an engagement with has been cursed or whatever it is. I was look, my friend, this is psychological. It's guilty conscience. I won't take you money knowing very well that what is happening to you has nothing to do with spirituality. Why did they move for? Because this is the first time my wife are. Why do you move for? And once anything affects your mind, it affects your entire emotion. Then to empower, there are times to me a performer, but suddenly see me thinking I'm imagine now. It's a bit of Roger. I'm saying psychological, it's spiritual. Yeah, I will tell you, it's not spiritual. It's not spiritual. It's a bit of Roger. $1 million. I mean, the but one day my soul will exit this physical body. And when my soul exits this physical body, then so we need to be alert, because they will come to you as wolves, but they are in sheep's clothing. They come and talk very beautiful enlightenment, awakening this. Nobody can tell me or can say anywhere that I ever did connection for somebody for light and sound enlightenment and I take money. I won't take you. When I come for the personality development, that is a training school. It's for a period. And there's a fee, even that one is a minimal fee attached to it. Because it's going to last for about 3 to 4 months. And I need to buy data, be online and everything. You understand? And our family to take that. But when it comes to the real spiritual enlightenment, we do it for free. We don't take money. The real path to self-realization, realizing the divinity inside you. As I told you, the personality makes you have control in the physical world. And then there's the aspect of you that deals with divinity. So we must understand, and we must be alert and careful. But the truth is, my nipa that's on penokre, oh canokre no. Now of course, you understand? They put fear into you, and when they put fear into you, then whatever they tell you, you accept it. And it's exploitation. So you need to be aware and wake up. You go buy just some necklace, you call a pendant or a hand bangle, 30,000, 40,000, 50,000, 3,000, 5,000, 10,000. What do I then? And how do you even prove that that necklace or that pendant is truly charged? Because they know you have no way to prove it. So when they tell you it's charged, you believe it. Because they know you have no way to prove it. But when you come, I tell you that, oh, look, you do the personality development, you begin to see light. Light is intelligence. Now, when I sit you down, you're meditating, you're not seeing the light, begin to ask me questions. But that one you can prove for yourself, and that is why they can't do that. There's this man who were doing the presentation. He was saying, Mr. Mensah, oh, yes, I would like to know I'm so person go for my testimony. They are who light, you know. I say keep doing it. They relax them. I keep doing it. No. One day call me, hey, Mr. Master, me who light in the NFL? And I'm saying yes, because I can sell anything to you that you can prove. Anything that you can prove, anybody can sell it to you. When I'm catching the spectacles way, it has been charged that negates evil spirit. Now, share. But Thomas, how do you prove it? But one can say you don't have any gadget to prove that it has been charged. The mechanic say pen way, energy womb into the kotu fear. Demon be emba. Well, in the first place, demon be about fear. You don't even know it. Into the kotu fear, whether it is truly charged or not. How do you prove it? Yes, but that's what it is. I'm not saying all that everybody's doing. What I'm trying to say is that they are the genuine ones in there, and they are the ones who are also exploiting people in there. So what I'm trying to say is that just be careful. Open your eyes and test all spirit. Thank you very much for your time. For those who want to participate in our upcoming personality development training session, we've opened the registration again. Registration is in progress, and then you can contact us through call or WhatsApp. But I prefer the WhatsApp because most of the time I'm busy. So when you send us a WhatsApp, you type your name and your full date of birth, and then type personality training, and then send to the WhatsApp. We get to you. As I said, please, this number is solely for the personality development. So don't send any other WhatsApp message to this number, because as I said in the previous sessions that we have done, because we use the same number that was speaking other text message or for other petitions and requests, the WhatsApp messages were a lot, so some of them got missing up, and we couldn't trace them to respond to that or contact the people. So this time we've designated this special number just only for the training session. So those who want to participate in training session, pick the number 0544613183 and send us a WhatsApp with your name, your date of birth, and then interested in the training. Thank you very much, and God bless you. See you in the part 2 of the same topic, the treasures of gifts that divinity has bestowed on humanity. Stay blessed. We'll meet in the next session. Thank you, and God bless you.